see you guys. Thank y'all for being here. I'll open up with a few words, and then we can ask questions. You know, obviously, I think probably us and every school in America is excited about getting started this week. You know, just a lot of time going against each other and off-season conditioning and the spring training and summer work and all the things we've all done to get here. So just speaking for our team, I'm exceptionally proud of the job they've done here, the support we've gotten, and you know, the growth we've made since the spring has been great. Now, you know, we'll see what happens on the field, but I'm very proud of them. They've had a really good camp, and of course now we start school this week, so here's game week and school starting, so we got a double whammy, but I think they'll handle it well, and I know they're excited about playing.
What are your expectations for the first game?
I mean, you know, our expectations are to win. I think, you know, if you probably asked Larry Blakeney at Troy, he'd say the same thing. I think that's our job, you know, is put our guys in a position to win. And, you know, I think that's going to be our expectation every week. That's, you know, that's what we're playing for. But at the same time, we're realistic about, you know, our opponents and who we play. And we know we got, you know, they're trying to do the same things we are. But just as far as what our guys done to put themselves in a position to have a chance to win, I'm very pleased with.
Is there any further movement on the quarterback position?
Yeah, you know, I think we wanted to go ahead and we've released our depth chart today. Cody Clements will start us out, and then Jeremiah Briscoe will be second. And, you know, what we want to do, we've talked about this many times, we want it to, you know, our offensive linemen, our receivers, we want them to feel comfortable with two guys, and I think they are. But somebody's got to go out there first, and Cody's earned that right. You know, Jeremiah got banged up a little bit early in camp and probably moved Cody back ahead. But Jeremiah's had a great camp. All our quarterbacks have done a good job, but Cody will get to start.
What does Cody give you in particular? What is his strength of his?
Well, I think you've got a guy. I think we've got both good quarterbacks. I think he's probably got a little edge in the movement department. They both throw the ball very well. He maybe moves around just a hair better. Jeremiah may just from a stronger, you know, an arm strength, have a stronger arm. So I think they both got certain things. Cody was our starter coming out of spring. You know, maybe it was one day or so that Jeremiah went ahead of him. But basically, Cody's been as we say, the A1 guy, you know, really since we've been here.
So do you expect Cody, he's the starter, or is there going to be a role for both of them? Are we going to see both of them on Saturday?
You could. You know, the way we've told them is, you know, we're not going to say that we'll never play the other guy, but we don't want the starter looking over his shoulder, and we don't want the backup get his feelings hurt if he don't. But, you know, I think we've got a history of playing two guys. You know, heck, we played three last year. So, you know, I think it'll work itself out. You know, and a lot of times we say, you know, the hot hand, but I think he's going in, and he's going to get every opportunity to be in there.
How big of a week is this for him? Just because I'm guessing he's going to get most of the reps in practice, which would be the first opportunity for him to do that, because before this it was a quarterback battle.
Yeah, you know, I say we're not a lot different. We're going to try and give that. And one of the great things about tempo is how we practice. We get so many reps in practice. We give our twos almost the same amount as our ones. You know, some people don't do that, but the pace we practice at, you know, we almost get 2 plays a minute in practice. Usually, you know. Usually we do. So we can feel like we can split those reps up almost evenly, which allows us for any issues or we want to make a change, they've got all the same reps.
Would you predict how many plays the offense is going to run?
You know, I don't think we could predict that. I would just say that, you know, we're a tempo team, but we also, you know, can check with me. You know, we may need to slow it down. Don't look for us to slow it down early, but we might. Troy's got, you know, is a tempo team as well, so no telling how long this game could last, but you know, we play by situations, and you know, they're kind of like us. They have the ability to check anytime they want to check. We have the ability to check, so I won't give you a number other than to say, you know, we've been from the 75s to the 80s. I mean, that's kind of where we've been, so we'll just see what happens.
Coach, does having a fast-paced offense help your defense in this preparation?
Yeah, I think it's a double-edged sword. I think, you know, from us preparing for people that are fast-paced, from how we rep practice, the energy getting, as we alluded to a minute ago, multiple guys getting reps, I think is great. I think it can be a double-edged sword if you're not moving the football offensively and you're putting your defense right back out on the field. So, you know, I tell the offense all the time, we give you a gift. We give you the gift of tempo. Now you better use it, because if not, you're going to hurt us. You know, if you don't take advantage of how hard it is on the defense, then you're hurting our defense. So it can be a double-edged sword.
How different is your defense this year? In other words, in terms of what happened?
Sure. I can't really speak on last year other than because, some of the seniors were gone. And I can say from spring to now is totally different. One, we had a bunch of guys injured. Two, if you just physically look at us, we don't look the same. Fundamentally, just like anybody, I would just think anybody would get better. I think we're going to be a totally different defense by the end of the year than where we are now. But they're physically better. They're physically stronger. We've got depth now that we didn't have. And we got new people that weren't here before. So I think we're totally different.
How do you, go into this game against the in-state rival? You obviously sometimes pass each other on the recruiting trail.
Right.
Past coaching staff really made it personal.
Yeah.
saying, they're not doing things right. How
Yeah.
do you approach this?
Yeah, we know these guys. We've played against them. We've got guys on our staff that played for Larry Blakeney and Troy that, we have friends that are there. So I think anytime you know people, it makes it a bigger rivalry to me, and they see us, we see them. We're trying to get the same players, so that makes it important. There's nothing personal. Personal is it's the first opponent. Personal is it's in-state. I think that's the things that make it. But, those are the people that you want to compete against. So, as I said, it's game one. It's the one on the schedule we see. They're close, so that makes it big.
I know it's game one. You haven't seen a lot of, there's no film
Right.
I'm sure from this season. But looking back at last year, what do you kind of expect? You're also a pace team.
Yeah. I think you got, 2 years ago they were a top 10 offense in the country. I played against that offense and know how good it was. And then, of course, last year they had both quarterbacks back. So, kind of like us, anytime you break in a new quarterback, it's just a lot of unknown. They've got new guys. Obviously, they got all three running backs back who are great. They've got a huge offensive line that I think they returned 4 out of 5. Tight end, fullback. So, offensively, we expect them to be good. They've got a coaching staff that's remained intact, so they've got familiarity there. So, we're expecting a really good offense.
How's the team psyche? Right now, the program has struggled for a little bit. So, psyche-wise, going into this season, very strong.
I would say very strong. Of any team I've ever been on, I feel as good about this team as how they feel about each other. What kind of people they are, how they've worked for us has been terrific. So, the proof's in the pudding, we say, wins and losses. But, this game's important. The next game's going to be important. We're going, we're going to get better all the way to week 12. That's the key. So, we can't promise anything other than I believe these guys are ready to play. I know they care about each other, and I know the staff cares about them. So, I'm just tickled to death with what they've done up to this point.
How's your health?
We're really good. Yeah, we're really good. I think, there's an art to being able to practice with physicality, fast, and then protect each other. We've had a great off-season program. Our strength staff has done terrific. Our training staff has been on point. It's just a big deal to us, how we eat, how we rest. And I think they've done everything we've asked them to do, which has allowed us to practice. How do you stay up yet still learn how to tackle? I think that's the things that we've made a big deal about, and they've done it. So, hats off to them up to this point.
When you talk about tempo and needing the depth, up front, both on offense